All right, and welcome back to another episode of Andrew's Garage. I'm kind of kicking right into it today, and I'm starting to build a console for the center of the Pontiac because I need some cup holders, and there's really no good place except for right there. And it's kind of just a simple design, something I can throw together real quick. It doesn't have to be ornate. I wasn't sure if I was even going to run something like that, but I decided I was going to go ahead and go forward with it because it's good to show people that with minimal skills that you can make a cup holder pretty quick just like that. And I go start to finish from the cardboard to splitting it at the seams and open it up and then just transferring it onto a piece of metal, making it kind of all in one piece and weld down my seam edges. And it doesn't have to be filled weld out anyways because it gets backed with foam and it gets stitched and gets covered. So you don't really have to worry about it being perfect because you're just simply not going to see it from the 1/4 inch foam taking up any really just impurities in your metalwork. So it's kind of a quick design, quick finish, and I think I got it done in maybe one day and maybe two at the most. Um, 2 evenings, but it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it. The only thing I'm not happy with is the lights in the center of them. I finally got them wired up, and they are just a little bit too bright. But it is what it is. I can always kind of make something, 3D print something, a ring size to go over the top of it, so it kind of just illuminates inside, but it doesn't shine up. Right now, the lights shine up and beam to the headliner, and it's really bright for you when you're driving at night. But other than that, I really like it. It serves its purpose, and in the end result, I think it looks pretty good. All right, so just like that, in about an hour and a half, you yourself can make a fine cup holder console. Now, I just threw this one together. I don't have my metal brake here right now, so I hand bent it, rounded the edge, which I thought it'd look pretty nice. Plus, it gets 1/4 inch sew foam behind it, so a lot of the imperfections that might be in the metal are just gonna disappear when foam gets on it. So, and it doesn't have to be structurally sound, and so I just tacked it together. And I know it's gonna be perfectly fine for what I'm asking it to do, and that's just to hold a couple cups. So overall, I'm happy with the way it turned out. It's kind of hard to get some good lighting out here, but there it is, and it should do its job just fine. So now I'm going to take it down to the basement. I got some foam and some material I'm going to lay this down on, try to start tracing it out, getting my sewn edges. I'm not sure what the technical term is, but there's like a single sew with no beading, and there's also like a double stitch, so one on each side, and that's what I'd like to try to do. I'd like to try to get into upholstery, so this is some of the stuff that I can mess around with and see how it turns out. So that's what I'm gonna end up doing. So I'm gonna take it down to the basement and start marking out my patterns and getting it sewn up. It shouldn't take that long to cut out the patterns and cut it out and start sewing it. Everything's already set up in the basement, ready to go. So I'll take this down there, mark some patterns, and we'll see what we can get done. Well, if my calculations are even remotely close, and this bad boy should fit, and I think it will. So far everything's worked out for me. Kind of hoping these cup holders kind of pull a little bit also, which they should. And also, not only do I hope they pull a little bit, I hope they will slide in here without too much trouble. Yep. There. Something like that. Not the best looking cup holder in the world, but I'm proud to say that's probably not the worst in the world, right? So overall, first time doing anything like this, and I'm not too happy, but I'm not upset either. I'm not so upset that I'll pull it back out and try to redo it. It's yeah, you know, you're supposed to really have better measurements for stitching it and have it all pinned so it stitches a lot easier and it already's conformed to the shape. That's just something that I didn't do because I don't have them. So yeah, overall I'm happy with the way it turned out. Basically the only thing I got to do now is just kind of eyeball it and get it kind of where I think it's gonna rest. And then I just got to put screws down through these cup holders because they have holes in the very bottom of them, and just run 2 self-tappers through the floor, and that should be it. And these will be installed. So basically I'm just gonna I might
Do a little eyeballing here. I might set the other seat in too for reference. That'll get me pretty damn close.
All right, so pretty much I just throw the seat in there. I maybe move it a half inch, and I call it a day. Throw a couple self tappers in it. I think it's gonna work perfect for what I wanted to do. But if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.